Hello YouTubers, welcome back to another Dr. Spicer 10 YouTube video, and today we're going to have a look at this, the One Company Sonic 10 months on. So, since I had it like 10 months ago, the screwdriver didn't work and it was completely bust. I bought this originally off a good friend of mine, Smithel, you might know him on Instagram. I'll leave a link to it in the description below, but I paid some money for, well, obviously you got to pay money for a screwdriver, but yeah, I bought it broken, and I bought a new battery for it, knowing I was getting this, and it did not disappoint. And then trying to unlock the screwdriver because it was stuck in lock mode, couldn't unlock it. So Smithel had a glance in his manual, the Sonic screwdriver manual, and it was like a hidden code. I forgot what the code is, but I said it in one of my older videos, the review video I did for the screwdriver. So yeah, I used that code. So if you get your screwdriver stuck, in that video I did say the unlock code, so I'll leave that in the description as well, the code. But yeah, so since I've had it, there is a bit of a scratch on the dog collar there, but that's because the screwdriver slipped when I was trying to open it the second time to fix the black wire on the emitter. So yeah, now it's a bit rattly than usual, and what also you notice that the plastic, here, it's wearing down. It's hard to focus it on. There you go. So you see, with the amount of use I've used a screwdriver, the crackle is starting to wear away. And it is engraved, but that's from sliding this thing up and down too much. And when I first had it, it used to go nice and slick and it used to stay in place. And now it just falls open. It still stays open. It still stays open. But that happens over time anyways, and that's basically how the prop actually works, is, it just, it happens like that. And you'll notice that the emitter's a lot straight now, so I readjusted the emitter. It's going to need a bit of a new glue in it at some point, because I don't know why, but it's holding up. It's just a bit loose there on the, it's a tiny bit loose, but it's still holding up pretty good. So yeah, you can see the glue residues leaked onto the clear channel. I tried straightening the wire a little bit more, but it didn't work well. And no matter how many times I try and straighten the wire, I always seem to disconnect the black wire from the board, and I'm surprised I haven't fried the blooming thing off with the amount of times I resoldered it. And it works fine. It charges up nicely. I don't give it a full charge for reasons I don't want to mess up the battery. But yeah, it gives that nice clack and zinc sound when you open it and close it, and that's how a screwdriver should, sound when you use it. It's got that rattly sound. So to charge it, you pull this off. It's just a piece of plastic with a magnet in the end. I don't have the stand, but I did make one, but it's on the TARDIS. So instead, I took an old hub nut, put some rubber in it, and that stands up the sonic screwdriver. It has been. So yeah, I think that came off a Vauxhall, that one I worked on. But yeah, I did take this piece of metal clip out, and that frictionizes against the aluminium on the inside, and that causes it to like frictionize up, and it's weird. So I took the active decision to take that out, but I've kept it so I can put it back in. So basically, if I unscrew this like in a CT, it usually sits there. And this black line here is to hide the fact it's got electronics, but you can still see, like, if you hold it to the light, I don't know if you can see it, but in there. It's out of focus with it in. Try and focus it on the sharp object, but it's not doing it. But yeah, you charge your thing on there, so it's rechargeable. Josh has got one of these, and he replaced the battery on his as well, and he was like struggling how to do it, so I told him which wire goes where, because it's been a while since he did it. But yeah, but ever since the new battery, it's been working like fine. So yeah, so I'm gonna turn it on. Effects mode. The one thing I cannot do with this screwdriver is slide it all the way open while having the sound on, because it stops about here. My mate has that problem as well. I can do it too about there. It gets louder and quiet. See what I mean? It's got that Doppler effect. So yeah. And since I've got this thing, I've not even put it down yet. And originally, if I couldn't have fixed this, this would have been on display, but I would have still used it for like TikToks and stuff. But ever since I've had it, you know, I can't put this thing down. So yeah. So I'm going to do a comparison between a custom Sonic I have. This was before I got the TWC, and this is the capture option Sonic screwdriver, which I cut down to be the right size. And to be honest, I'm not that far off. It's just a tiny bit taller than the one company, but it's still in the right size lesion. So this one's meant to like represent the tri-slider variant. There's different variants of the same screwdriver. It's massive compared to, you know. And I wasn't too off. This screwdriver does somewhat work. It's what I used to use for my TikToks and cosplaying. And now it just sits in my cup, my Doctor Who cups on display. Battery does work, it's a bit cold. It hasn't been used for a while. And comparing it to the Universal props, which we'll do an update video of, this is the Aztec variant made by Universal props. You can see the sizing's pretty cool, down right. Pull the emitter out. Yeah. I've still got a bit of I've got to repaint the silver section, but that's another video. And then comparing it to the capture options Sonic, I've got the 10thdoctor core in this one. This is what I was using before I decided to make this, and then obviously got this, and then the Universal. But yeah, this is the box standard Doctor Who Sonic screwdriver toy. You can use from shop and stuff, and they're bloody expensive, not gonna lie, but they are pretty expensive. Just for a bit of plastic, seriously. But yeah, the sizing is way off. Like, the prototype of one of these was actually the right size, but obviously capture options decided to make the sound chips so big, you know, they had to resize the actual toy. And yet, those sound chips are what are in the Sonic Screwdriver pens, the Sonic pens that you can get with the Sonic Screwdriver at one point. If you've still got those, they're very rare. But yeah, I'm going to have to get one of those as well. But yeah, so that's it, my Sonic Screwdriver update I've had for a while. I'm just going to put all these others in. I'm going to do a bit of a same Sonic different case thing here with all these screwdrivers that he does. I don't know if I can stand this up. Yeah, I can. But yeah, so that's it.